everyone. So with that in mind, let's look at the stat of the month. How do effective executives spend their time? This was based on the McKinsey quarterly article that came out in December. Some of you may have seen a pretty interesting article. You can certainly go check it out yourself as well. But in the light of the two of the first questions we'll be addressing today, we thought this was an important stat to share. That just half of executives say they spend their time at work, that the time that they spend at work aligns with their organization's strategic priorities. And those that do certainly, of course, feel that they're more effective. And part of the reason for those that do have the ability or do feel like their work aligns with the organization's strategic priorities is based on the support that they have within the organization to deal with, of course, I wouldn't say administrative duties, but other duties within the organization. So I think that's a pretty important point to make. There's several other important points within that article. Nancy, any others that popped out to you that you thought were important and were sharing about how effective executives spend their time?
Yeah, I thought that the one point that they made here that people who actually did do strategic planning were more effective. They were more the optimizers in setting the direction for the organization, and they were mitigating a lot of the unexpected issues and risks. Whereas those people that didn't plan, they were actually focusing more on they were being more reactive, not proactive. There was a big difference there. The other thing, too, that I thought was kind of interesting in the article, that many of the executives were actually spending quite a bit more time, more than they wanted to, on messaging, email, social media. And I thought that was an interesting statistics, too. They wanted to spend only 20% of their time, and they actually were spending 29% of their time. So those are a couple things.
Perfect. So it's always interesting to know what other people are doing. So there are some interesting stats that you can take with you, and certainly if you need to pull them, you can go grab that article. So Ryan, let's move into that's right, and as a backup point to that, and this also tees us up for the first question that we have, is the Bain Management Tools and Trends study. We love this, of course, this study, because it just kind of helps weed through all of the management concepts that are out there that can be a little bit overwhelming, I think, and just frothy is one of the words that I like to use. So this is the results from the 2010 study, it looks like, based on the figure that's on the screen, but they also, they do this every year, and they must be having data that's coming out here shortly. But at any rate, strategic planning tends to be one of the most highly used, which is the y-axis, highly used management tools with the highest satisfaction, which is the x-axis. So the axis going up and down is the usage axis, and the satisfaction axis is the horizontal axis. So they've done this for about the past 10 years. You've probably heard us point out the statistics in the past. It feels a little bit self-serving, but it does actually reaffirm what other folks are thinking about as it relates to strategic planning as a satisfying or an effective management tool compared to kind of a lot of the other management tools, and you can see them there. The survey pulls out some components of strategic planning, like you can see mission and vision statements and balanced scorecard and some other items that are listed on there as well. But again, when we're thinking about what are other folks doing and what are other organizations using to drive and be more effective managers and leaders, strategic planning tends to be one of the top, and again has been for almost the entire time of the study. So great chart, really great set of data.